guest has been on with me a few times now. With me, I have Peter South, and he's the owner of iTrip Vacations. I want you to tell everybody, welcome to the show. You know, you have a story, and you got into this business, and I went on your website, I was checking it out, and I kind of like your story, so I want you to get that out. First of all, I want to know a little bit about how you got into doing what you do.
Yes, thanks for having me back, Carol. It's great to be here again with you. And so iTrip, we are a full-service property manager for short-term rentals. That's all we do. We just specialize in that. And my road getting there, it was a long road to get here, honestly. When I was I guess I'm going to go back a long way, but when I was a kid, I had a really good mentor. And he taught me about this thing called rental properties. And he said, this is my retirement. And I was this 12-year-old kid, and I would do handyman work for him. And he would say, oh, yeah, he had like 4 or 5 houses. And he had all these rental properties. And he's like, yep, I'm going to make all this money every month. And he taught me, he put that seed in my mind like, oh, this is a great way to have, one of my favorite things is recurring revenue. That's one of my favorites. Guaranteed money every month. So I've had this like seed in my mind since I was this little kid. I want to be a property manager. Fast forward to I become an adult, and I just get it. I just got a job, and I worked in operations for a long time, and I always went back. I could be a property manager. My wife and I would go back and forth. I could do that, and we did it. We had a house, and we were sort of do-it-yourselfers. We had a house, and we rented it out, and we learned how to be property managers, taking what I knew as a little kid and being very handy. And we slowly taught ourselves, how do you take care of a house? And then a couple years ago, I was like, I could do this full time. I have to do something else full time. I worked for other people, and I just thought it'd be way more fun to work for myself.
Sure.
And so I started looking seriously into that and trying to figure out how can I do the thing that I really have always wanted to be as my full-time job. And I looked around and I did the math, and I said, how does this work? How do you make money? And asked a lot of smart people, a lot of mentors, a lot of questions. How do I get into property management? And I looked around, and there are a lot of people in long-term property management. It is a very, there's just a lot of established people. And also, I looked at the math, and boy, you need like 100 houses to make money. And I said, how am I going to get 100 houses? I can barely afford my own house. And then I heard about short-term rentals. And, I've stayed in vacation homes, and I thought, is this really something that people have in Arizona? And I asked a lot of questions, and I looked around, and I said, wow, this is real. There is a lot of opportunity for people to be successful and do the thing I love, managing houses, taking care of houses. And so we went full in, only doing this very specific niche because, number one, it's very successful. You can make a bunch of money in it, and it's a smaller niche. And as we drive around the city, there are very few full-time short-term rental property managers. It is this smaller niche of property management. So I love it. My wife says, you are the happiest you've ever been working since you were a younger man. So I guess that's like the abridged version of how I sort of got here in this full time.
So, okay. Now, you had a house, right?
Yes.
And you were renting it out, and you decided to do it as a short-term rental, correct? What makes it different than, like you said, why long-term, why short-term as opposed to long-term? What is the difference when somebody comes in and you have them in the house? Usually, how long are they with you?
The average stay is really like 4 days.
4 days.
Yes.
And it's a big turnover. Now, you got into this business. You own this franchise now. So not only did you have a house that you turned into this rental, now you bought a franchise, iTrip Vacations, to help other people learn how to do this, because through your, I want to say, school of hard knocks, I'm going to call it that, you learned how to, by getting into this franchise and buying the franchise, how to teach people how to do it correctly so they don't have to do the stumbles like you had gone through.
Yes. So yes, the advantage of working with a franchise as a business owner, just practically, is you don't have to invent everything. You have a proven system, and that's why people buy franchises, because the iTrip system works. It's been proven. It's been around for over 15 years. There are over 150 destinations across the country, so you're not this island going in. So you have the backing of not just people around you. You have people in Nashville and Panama City and in Annapolis, all over the country. You have a support team to provide you knowledge and technology, which, you know, everyone's in the technology business now. If you're not, you have to be competitive. And so that's really what stood out to me as a franchise, is like, you get an expertise from a national level, and now I can provide people here my expertise on a local level.
So there's two ways people can work with you. One, you could be, let's say they have already have an Airbnb that they do. You can actually help them by being their property management person. Am I correct?
Yes.
But also, then, if they also would like, they're saying, listen to this, like, this guy made money, and I got a house that I could probably do that with. If he could do it, I could do it. You can also help them that way as well.
Yes. We took our house. We had our house was a long-term rental for a long time, and it was just really slow money. And we remodeled it, and we turned it into a short-term rental. So I know, and I have a bunch of clients now that I'm working with, and I say, look, I have been there. I know exactly how to do this. I have done it, and I have turned it successfully. Let me help you turn yours successfully.
That number to call him, it's 480-586-9096. His website is iTrip. Do I just want to do iTrip.com? Which one do you want to go?
Just go to iTripTempe.com.
Okay, iTripTempe.com. Folks, I'm going to talk about this real quickly because to me, if you've got a house and it's a long term, it's you don't make as much money. It takes longer to make money, correct?
Absolutely.
This way, it's short term. It's a faster turnover. It's a lot of fun. You love what you do.
Absolutely.
So not only can he help you if you already have, maybe you need a property management company, but also if you want to get into this business, it's the biggest growing business right now in the country, or in the world, I should say, and he can help you do that because he has a proven record of what made his successful, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
And we're going to talk a little bit about what the different platforms that they have and all of that. We're going to talk about that when we come back. Again, I think the best thing to do is have a conversation. You do free consultations with everybody. The phone number to call, it's 480-586-9096. It's iTripTempe.com. Hang tight. We're going to be back in just a minute. We're going to continue talking. You said something that I loved, and that was, let me help you become successful.
Okay.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Sort of?
Yes. I was just thinking in my mind, say successful.
That's right. But that was great because you ended it right there with that. And the fact is that's what you want to do more than anything. You're trying to help people get into this business. I know it's two-sided. I think you need, both, but that's why I said it the way I did. I hope that was correct, right? And when you said that, I thought, okay, we're going to change your ad, okay? And I'm going to add that. I want to add that. Let me help you become successful.
Okay. All right.
That's the way I want to approach this. I'm going to do it a little differently, okay?
All right.
And my hope is that they understand it a little differently, okay?
Yeah.
So, and I'm trying to break it down is what I'm trying to do. So we're going to talk a little bit about when we come back, what it takes to make them successful. What does it start with? What do they need to do?
Yes.
That would be,
Yeah, I think that's good. Let's talk about, what do I need to do into this? Like, how long is it going to take me, or whatever this one question is.
Right.
How
Okay.
quickly can I do this?
Right, that's up there. But first, what I want to do is, before how quickly, I want to do is, what are the steps? What do they need to bring to the table to do that? That, you know, I'm sure there's the steps to it. We don't have to tell them all the steps, but just kind of what they need to do. And then I'm going to go into about the weather and, you know, how quickly can somebody do this? Okay, that's what I'm going to do.
All right.
You can see how fast it goes, no matter
Oh,
what.
yeah.
I know.
That was a short
I don't know
15-minute
why
segment.
you do those other ones. You're crazy, but anyway.
Boy, I know.
I know. I'm
No.
going to talk to you afterwards. Don't you dare.
Oh, my
You can
goodness.
see the difference.
Yeah.
You can see the difference.
Yeah. No.
But more than anything, I think what I want to do is get them to be clear of what this is and what you really want to do here. Okay?
Okay.
I think that's what I'm trying to get to.
Great. Teamwork.
Hmm?
Teamwork.
And when you know, another thing is how you help them. How you help them from where to buy,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
To obviously what to buy
Yes.
and make it right inside and all that stuff. Here we go. So welcome back, everyone. We are talking with Peter South, and just before the break, Peter had said something that I really love what he said. Let me help you become successful. You had started something, you learned through process of elimination, basically, of what to do, not to do, but then you bought this franchise, and with their help, they're the big guns behind you, helping you become successful. And now you have been doing this now how long with that with iTrip?
Yeah, this is our second year.
So your second year, so you know what you're doing. And I want to talk a little bit about, so what does somebody need to do? Because you help them for where to buy, like if they don't have a house yet, you
Yep,
can help them
for
where
sure.
to buy.
Yes, where should I buy?
Where should I buy? You help them, let's say they already have the house, right? Even if you help them where to buy, then what's the next step? What do we do with this house? Do you help them with that?
Yes, now I have this house. What's next? How do I get it ready for this to be an Airbnb, to be a short-term rental?
Mm-hmm. And so you help them with do you have a list of everything that they need to do?
Yes, so when we come in, I love to walk through the houses with the owners and say, what is this house going to be? Because every house is going to create a different experience for somebody who comes here. And that's one of the cool things. You can create any experiences.
So it could be a jungle, you know?
You could create the jungle.
It could be more, safari type. It could be whatever you want.
It could be whatever you want. And once we walk through it and we think, like, what is it that's going to set this house apart? And we decide on that, and then we put together with you a plan. What do I need to buy so that this house becomes a destination for families, that this house becomes for sports teams, for business, for people on business travel? All of these categories, we want to make sure we set a plan with you, and we'll give you the list. Buy 14 of this. We give you exactly what you need to buy.
So you help them exactly
Yes.
of what they need to
Yes.
do, what they need to buy. Now, you had mentioned the people. So right now, we've got the weather's going to turn. We're going to
Yes.
get cooler. So I had asked you before you even came on, since this is that, first of all, we know, you had said before many times, people come here all year long, even though it's 185,000 degrees outside. People do, there's families that have people that want their grandparents to see the children that are in their sport venues or what have you.
Yeah, all year long. So it's not just winter. Everybody thinks we're coming for winter, or Super Bowl's coming, or Phoenix Open. Yes, this is the busy season. There's no doubt about it. But all summer long, we had people coming for volleyball tournaments. We had somebody stay in our house because they were adopting a baby, and they had to stay for 16 days. Well, they don't want to stay in a hotel. They want to stay in a house. So there's all these other ancillary reasons why people are coming into Phoenix. Kids. I would say kids sports is really one of the number one travelers
Right.
Around town. But medical people come in for medical. For grandma and grandpa, everyone is from somewhere else. So, but this is the season we're coming into. That if you are interested, this is where you make. This is where the money comes the fastest. Because this is when the most people are hunting and coming into town.
So, okay, how fast, let's say somebody's listening to this, so they already have a rental, okay, so they're prepared, that's why they're really excited, I already have one, and so they call you, and how fast can you turn around their house in order to start making money big time for this season?
Yes, so if you already have the house, and it's unfurnished, it takes you time to furnish a house. So at least a month, I would say, unless you are really good. But just think back when you moved into your first house, you don't just move in on night one. It takes time to move into a house. So I would say if the house is ready to go under 30 days, really once we take photographs of it, once it is photographed beautiful, make it beautiful, guys. Everybody,
And
make
you
your
help
house
them with
stand
that?
out, because that's how you're going to make the most money, is having a really beautiful house. It really is just take photographs, and we have all of the templates ready to upload it out onto Airbnb and Vrbo and Google and TripAdvisor, all of these sites where people look for vacation homes.
Now, the number to call him is 480-586-9096. His website is iTripTempe.com. He does free consultations, and he wants to help people here into the biggest booming business right now that is growing. And everyone I know, all my kids, whenever they go anywhere, oh, we got an Airbnb, everyone's doing it. And some people, I'm telling you, I see what they pay. My kid, we had like 9 people, and they were all paying $250 a head. It was pretty nice,
Yeah, it's a great value.
It was very, to me, I thought that was, the guy who, had that all set up was pretty nice there for him for the 2 days that they stayed. That's it.
Yeah, it's a tremendous value for people coming to stay, and win-win. The guests get to stay for cheaper, and the homeowners get an increase on their return. Like my property is going to be probably triple what I was earning on a long-term rental.
Now, we also want you to know that if you are already an owner of an Airbnb, a short-term Airbnb, he can help you with that as a property management person. You can do that. There's 2 ways of working with him. Also, though, right now he's really excited about helping other people become successful in this. And listen, if you've already there's a lot of people that live here that have a lot of property, not just one. So I'm sure that it doesn't matter how many properties they have. You can help them with all of them.
We can help you with all of them, and if you are looking into this, then you have to be out there on all of the sites. You have to be on the Google.
Tell them about that. Tell them about your franchise and what makes your franchise different than others.
Yeah. So why would you use a professional property manager? Well, one of the number one reasons is we put you on the most listing sites. So everyone here knows Airbnb and Vrbo. Well, those are just 2 sites. What about Google's coming on TripAdvisor? What about Booking? What about Marriott Homes and Villas? The hotel business understands we still want our customers, so we'll just let them use their Bonvoy points. Use your Bonvoy points to book our properties. But guess what? You have to be in a super select group of property owners or managers to be listed on Marriott. They don't let everybody on their site, and that's really our fastest growing channel. So to be competitive, you need to be on the most international sites as well. We put it onto Europe and Asia and Australia, all of these sites where people are coming here. You just can't do that.
So basically what you want is your phone to be ringing off the hook of all these people that are coming in town that want, because what do you usually, when you say short term, mostly 4 days, what is it, a week? What mostly?
The average stay is 4 days.
4 days.
In the metro area, and it's great.
And you have a turnover at all time. You help them to make sure that that property is filled. That's basically what you do.
Yeah, I mean, that's how we win when the property is filled. You win when the property is filled, and we make sure that your property is pristine. We have a really great cleaning team. They only do short-term rentals, and they are good. They are hotel quality, like that Marriott quality you expect. So that's what's going to make your property shine inside and out, like because
yeah,
of all
because
those
I've
little
seen
steps.
some people's, and they're not so fabulous, and they're making money. So if you make yours stand out and make it pristine, hotel quality, oh boy, that's what's going to make it different. And of course, you can make more money because it is of that hotel quality.
Yes, I mean right now this is a $75 billion industry.
Do you help them with getting the with the towels that are hotel quality?
Yes.
See?
Yeah, we do everything hotel quality because that's what people want. That's the expectation now. And the people that don't do that, they're not going to be successful. You're not going to be successful if you don't treat this like a micro hotel. And that's how we operate our business because you're going to stand out.
And you are going to help people become successful.
We'll help you be successful. Yeah, it's turned out great for our property.
And why can't it turn out great for your property or your properties?
Yes.
The phone number to call them direct, it's 480-586-9096. If you don't have a property right now, hey, you know what? Guess what? He'll help you buy it. He'll help you with searching out for the right one is what you do.
Yes.
Right?
There are some neighborhoods that are better than others, and we'll tell you.
And I bet you there's some homes that are right than others as well.
Sure.
So again, from soup to nuts, they will help. Again, that phone number to call direct, it's 480-586-9096. He does free consultations, and you can check him out on his website, which is iTripTempe.com. Whether you need one, you've already got one going there, but you want to become more successful, you want to really learn how to do it where you have hotel quality and you're making big bucks compared to what you were making, he can help. If you want to learn how to do this business, he can help. That's what they're here for. That number again, it's 480-586-9096. What is your final words for everybody?
Everybody, you can be successful. The risk is not that risky. I've done it. We'll hold your hand every step of the way. We put our money where our mouth is. We know exactly what we're doing.
He says if he could do it, anyone could do it. Again, he wants to make you successful. It is 480-586-9096. It's iTripTempe.com.